Hey guys, and welcome to this special edition of the show where today I'll be answering your questions because last week I was in America for E3 and I had my hands on FIFA 16. A lot of you guys have been tweeting me questions about the gameplay and everything, so today I'll be answering those questions. And if you enjoyed today's video, please remember to smack the like button. And now, let's get into those questions. And the first question is, are the goalkeepers still shite? Well, that's a pretty good first question to get to. And honestly, I've got to say they're not as bad as they are in FIFA 15. I actually brought this up with one of the guys from EA Sports and was like, hey, why did you guys say that the FIFA goalkeeper is going to be amazing last year and then they turned out to be really awful? And basically he said that they've been working on this for like 2 years or something and it's getting a lot better now. And I have to agree with him because when I did play FIFA 16, I noticed the goalkeepers didn't do really stupid things. Every now and then I noticed a few dumb things like a near post goal that it should have easily been saved, wasn't saved. However, a few times when I'd take a long shot that would normally just go in where the keeper would stand there stupidly in FIFA 15, it didn't happen in FIFA 16. So I was like, oh, okay, the keepers are a little smarter this year. So yeah, short answer is FIFA 16 goalkeepers are better than FIFA 15 goalkeepers. They're not shite, but they're still not incredible. Like, they're not super smart, I guess. But anyway, to the next question, which is, are there any OP shots like near post or finesse? Well, I just mentioned that there is an OP near post shot. I guess keepers might get patched. That's one of the first things I noticed, is it was pretty easy to get those near post shots. But overall, I didn't notice anything that stood out way too much. Nothing that was completely overpowered in the game. Finesse shots were like finesse shots as usual. If you were in the right body position at a good length and distance, you were going to actually get that goal. But other than that, it wasn't OP. The same thing goes for long shots. If you're in the right position, you went for that far post, you're going to score that, but most of all, it wasn't OP or anything like that. However, one thing I could see coming back is far post OP from like ground set shots, I guess. I don't know how to explain that. Basically, if you look back to FIFA 14, you get someone like Lewandowski and he'd go for that far post across the face from the keeper and he'd probably get that 95% of the time. However, in FIFA 15, compared to that FIFA 14 shot style, you wouldn't actually get that most of the time. In FIFA 16, I noticed that it was a lot easier to score those goals, so that could possibly come back maybe. But overall, I've got to say there really isn't at this time anything that I noticed that was completely overpowered, so that's a good thing. But anyway, now to the next question, which is there a kickoff glitch? Well, there really hasn't been one since FIFA 14, but I did try it just for fun once or twice while I was playing FIFA 16, and I noticed that there really isn't. It's not back, so that's a good thing. Now what I'm referring to is the one where you actually get it off kickoff and you lob it across. That's definitely not in there. However, what this guy might be asking is the runoff thing from the center. If you play a lot of FIFA 15, you know that somehow you just get this burst of speed and you can just whip through the defense straight off the kickoff. And well, if you're wondering what the answer is on that, is it still in there? Well, no, it's not really in there anymore. I tried it a few times just to see how it would work, and I didn't get too many kickoff chances like that because I was just testing a few things here and there. But when I did try that runoff from the center circle, it didn't really work because the game plays a lot more through the midfield than anything. So you can't really get through that midfield and then through the defense just because the game is a lot slower now. So yeah, definitely no kickoff glitch. That's the end of that. Now to the next question, and it is, what do you think stands out the most in FIFA 16, such as gameplay, visuals, etc.? Well, one thing that stands out to me is definitely not the visuals. It does get a little better looking each year. That's with the FIFA franchise. It's gonna be it, you know, every single year it gets a tiny bit better. However, the big thing that I noticed is the gameplay and how the game actually plays. I just briefly mentioned and touched on this, which is that the game, it runs through the midfield, and that's a key thing in this game. It's not just EA saying, hey, you've got to play through the midfield, we're making it a lot more realistic and all this stuff. It's actually the way everything moves and players are passing around, and it requires a lot more passing to get through that midfield, through the defense, and actually score a goal. Even though I had pacey players like Messi or I had Neymar at times because I was playing Barcelona quite a bit, I noticed that you still had to build it up through that midfield and play that Barcelona style. So yeah, that's one key thing that stood out to me, is the gameplay. It's a bit different. You can still, I guess, play it that pacey way, but most of all, I think you get a better experience if you're playing through the midfield rather than just going straight through attack, and I think it will actually require that. Anyway, now to the next question, which is, are there any new skill moves? Well, personally, I didn't really get to see any new skill moves themselves. I can't answer that specifically, but what I did notice is that you can kind of have off the ball dribble, so you can kind of fake and try to feint this way and all that stuff. So yeah, personally, I don't know at this time. Maybe EA announced it. I'm not too sure right now. But anyway, to the next question, which is kind of throwing back to one we just had, which is, are fast players still OP? Well, not really. Well, obviously, it's nice to have them on your team, but then also it's nice to have skillful players on your team and players that can pass. FIFA 16 is definitely less required on pace, but it is an advantage to have them on there anyway. It's always an advantage, especially if they've got good ball skills, all that stuff, passing, all that stuff, as I said. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, you will still need to have possession of the ball. You still need to play that realistic sort of way to actually get an advantage on the team and to kind of be in that position. And once you do break through that midfield and defense, then you can maybe take advantage of your OP fast players. So yeah. On to the next question, and it's, are the headers improved? And well, I've got to be honest, they are. They're definitely better in FIFA 16 than we saw in FIFA 15. But they're not on the level of FIFA 14 headers, because if you guys remember those, they were pretty damn OP. Honestly, I didn't get a chance to play with players such as like Mandzukic or anyone like that that would take a true advantage of that. So I can't really say exactly if they are at that standard or at that level, to be exact. But I will say they are definitely better in FIFA 16 than we saw in FIFA 15, which means head ball action is back. But yeah, anyway guys, that's it for this video. If you guys have any other questions, make sure you tweet them at me. I'll try and answer them on Twitter and everything, because there were a lot of questions, but I can't get through all of them. Hopefully I'll be at Gamescom in Germany in just over a month from now, I think 40 something days. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you smack that like button, and I will see you guys in the next one.